You trust me, Shane? Wow. Alright. I'm nervous. After failing to get the van ready in time, we headed to TwitchCon. We didn't do much there, but then on the way back we had a couple stops, one of them being Vegas, where we didn't really do much other than a couple hands of blackjack and getting some drinks. After that, we made another stop on the way through Utah. We headed over to Moab, where we saw a couple of the sections of the Arches National Park.
Oh, Chase, this is so cool.
Don't look back. I said don't look back.
There is a Lay's chip bag way back there.
Suck it in, Shayna. Go. I didn't record or stream too much during the next couple months of progress, as I was just trying to make as much progress as possible, and streaming and recording it kind of just put a additional time constraint on things of having to make sure, like, stop every time I'm doing something new and record a new angle. I just wanted to focus on progress for a little bit. We had a couple side quests that we were doing as we were building the inside of the van, one of which was the roof rack that we would have. Since we didn't have a lot of real estate on the top with the ACs, we wanted to put a decent amount of solar on the top, so I made a roof rack with a lifted solar array. This took a couple months as I had to both drill out the holes and use rivets to connect everything, and then we took it to a place that did bed liner spray for pickup trucks and got it sprayed with that. Unfortunately, I was about an inch or two off with this metal support, so I had to end up sawing some of it off. And it was finally time to test to see if everything worked. Do you trust me, Shane? Wow. Alright, so the main thing is have them all in parallel, so all the red positives to positives. We got the negatives to negatives all the way across. This negative goes that one, that one, that one, that one, which means it's on the opposite end of this positive, which goes from this one to that one, to that one, to that one. So, I'm nervous. If we flip the switch, power should be going. Yes. I had to wait for it to stop screaming because I'm like, I'm not sure yet. Okay. Hold this, I need to...
Was that the moment of truth where it would spark if it was a problem?
Well, I'm also worried about once we start charging them. Alright, so this is all on. I'm pretty sure we recorded most of that, but let's get back to the breaker box. There, good enough. Alright, and we got our handy dandy outlet duster. And you really can't see anything. Main is on. Alright, now let's try yours first. I think that'll be easiest. What? Why?
So you can see what color it's
I can see it already.
Not on the camera. Well, maybe you can.
Open ground. No, that's bad. Not bad, but let's test this one right here. Open ground. I'm wondering if that's a problem with the van thing. I'll have to look into it. I mean, I guess they all say open ground. They kept reading as an open ground, but I found out later that that is just because of the way that the inverter is set up.
Well, did you run it ground?
No, the ship is still in the water, Shayna.
Huh? Hey, our light is on.
Yep.
No, this light.
No, I know. It's working. Now that we have the electricity, we can test the heater. I haven't finished mounting this yet, so... Alright, let's turn it on 80 just to see. I don't know how this works. Oh. From what I've heard, it takes a couple attempts sometimes. That has to wait for the fuel to cut through the pump. It's just gonna take a while.
It sounds like it's progressively gotten louder. Oh, there. No.
Still cold air coming out right now. The pump's gonna take a second.
Diesel-y. You smell it now?
Nope, it's coming out.
Yay! There's smoke! You can't really see it on the camera.
Okay, I'm gonna have to shut the door so we're not. Can you feel the air?
You did a thing.
I did a thing!
It's still cold air, but it'll get there. Also, we should probably seal this at some point.
I know. I'm not worried about it currently. How about we both get down?
It's sucking. It's blowing on this end. That's not good.
That's really annoying.
Yeah, turn it off, because that's just going to get the metal really hot.
Alright, so we got it fixed here. I ended up cutting at its angle. You can see what's left over here. So like the opposite of that. And now we can try it again.
Got my work at home clothes on. At 5 p.m. Chase turned her on. It's hissing. I wonder if maybe it'll always take that long.
It's for sure blowing now.
Yay! Yeah, it is.
I mean, obviously it is. Kind of a dumb thing to confirm. I would just like to confirm it's blowing hot air at this point.
It was warm last time, so it's blowing warm air, hon.
Okay.
You happy?
I guess.
You're proud of your achievements.
No, I'm annoyed that I messed it up the first time.
It's okay. You got the electrical working and all of the switches.
Oh, I got the wrong switch, so...
What do you mean?
I did not get a switch that worked with the lights to dim, so...
Can't see anything. So, oh, yeah.
You're recording my ass, by the way. And now, finally, for the other side quest. I decided I want some kind of actual wood to accent the look we had inside, but I wanted it to be darker so it would go along with the palette we already had. So I went with something like a Sugi-ban, which is burning usually a cedar, and then scraping away a lot of the charcoal so there's just a darkened wood under it. But first you have to char the top of all the planks. Finally here we have the finished product that we'll be putting in the van later. What are you doing?
I'm hopefully going to be waterproofing the van a little bit more. This is weather stripping from Al Vans. That's the only it's the only place that we could find weather stripping for this specific area that has the shape that we need it to be. It was about $80 for the 170-inch extended van.
Hopefully it's worth it.
Hopefully it's worth it. The tutorial that the guy had on Al Vans wasn't super helpful, so I looked at some other person's thing on YouTube and I'm kind of following that.
We can put that in the description.
Okay.
Why are we doing this, Shayna?
Because there's water coming in. There's water coming in the holes. I guess this thing doesn't come stock waterproofed, which I think is bananas, but hopefully this will help. I don't really understand why it wouldn't come waterproofed from the factory, but especially since it had like cardboard walls.
I already attempted to do some work with silicone, but it's kind of hard to get it all the way around. So, yeah. That winter we also went again to the same place we went to before. This time we found some free hot spring in the area. We took a quick dip of our toes. I did come back later with my swimsuit. We also went on a hike to a frozen waterfall, so that was pretty cool.